Dick Enberg. The Padres succumbed to their 7th shutout of the season here at home, 10th overall last night, 3-0. But it was an intriguing ball game, and it wasn't as if San Diego was without chances to win it.
They had some chances. They had some chances early, and it's just one of those things with this team. They need that one big hit. I know it sounds like a broken record, but if that one big hit came through last night, Clayton Richard possibly would have walked away with the victory, but just didn't happen. Got to keep pitching, got to keep grinding, got to keep swinging.
Well, tonight it's not going to get any easier. Last year, Ubaldo Jimenez was 15-1 at the All-Star break. He was the starting pitcher for the National League. I mean, he was lights out. Not quite the same start this year.
And we know that Ubaldo Jimenez can be electric when he's on the mound. And on the road this year, he is pitching extremely well. But what makes him so effective? When you've got movement to go with 96, 98, that makes it incredibly hard to hit. And then you got the secondary stuff. But on the road this year, 92 at-bats for the right-hander. In 2011, 92 at-bats. He's only given up 9 hits. And you can see the difference. The one game, or the stats at home, he had a couple of bad ones at Coors Field, but overall, this guy's got some pretty electric stuff.
It wasn't as if he lost his fastball or curveball. It was his mechanics. We saw one of the games up in Denver that preceded our last series there, and he was all over the place. He couldn't throw a strike.
Sometimes, Dick, he'll fall into a routine to where he won't repeat his arm slot, and that leads to a lot of walks. When you look at his line over the course of this year, it's flip a coin. He can walk 7 guys in a game. He can go in a game and only walk 1 or 2. So which Ubaldo Jimenez will we see tonight?
Well, here's the good news and bad news. Jimenez against the San Diego Padres. He's 4-3. That's rather average in his last 7 decisions. But the last 3, he's 3-0. We'll see what kind of right-hander comes out to the mound tonight.
They're going to have to string together some hits and be patient at the plate, work a walk here and there, maybe an extra base hit, and take their chances against this right-hander.
So here's the starting pitching matchup for tonight's Game 2. Jimenez 1-5. Don't even believe those numbers in 4.98. That reflects a couple or 3 bad outings. He looks to be back on the same form that dazzled Major League Baseball a year ago. And Tim Stauffer seeks his 2nd win of the season for the Padres, as he hopes his 13th start will be a lucky one. And our pitching matchup is brought to you by Discount Tire, where America saves on tires. A battle of right-handers tonight. Jimenez for the Colorado Rockies, and Tim Stauffer goes for San Diego. Home team, Tim Stauffer, just celebrated his 29th birthday from Saratoga Springs, New York, and the University of Richmond. At Petco, in his career, he's only 5-13. Got to improve on that. Against Colorado, however, his numbers are solid. He's 2-2, but his ERA 2.88 against his opponents tonight. On our starting pitcher profile, brought to you by your San Diego County Cadillac dealer. Stop in for an attractive lease or purchase offer. So we're set to go. Digging in and leading off, Carlos Gonzalez. He led off last night. Manager Jim Tracy moving him to that top spot in the batting order, try to help him get out of what they feel is a slump. Although 249 with 8 home runs and 34 RBIs, a lot of teams would take a hitter like that. And we're underway. Ball 1. Gonzalez, then Chris Nelson, just called up, had a double and a triple last night, and Todd Hilton here in the first inning. Slaps that one foul. The Rockies suffering from the same problems that the Padres had all of April, and that is scoring runs. In their last 13 games, they've scored 3 runs or less 12 of the 13. So Jim Tracy juggling his lineup. In fact, we're going to see Charlie Blackmon in his major league debut playing left field. He's hitting 7th tonight.
Yeah, one thing this Rocky organization has done, they've got a good crop of young talent coming up through the system, and then when you trade for a guy like Cargo, it makes it that much better.
Fouled at the plate. That one off his own instep. 1-2.
Well, last time Tim towed the slab, the Padres behind him made 3 errors and the pitch count went up. 5 innings, 104 pitches. You can see Tim go into the 6th or 7th inning with an economical pitch count. The 2-seamer's working. The off-speed stuff is working. A little luck would be nice also.
That's a strike. That's the 2-seamer coming back over the inside corner, and Stauffer off on the right foot with a strikeout of Gonzalez. Here's the Colorado lineup, brought to you by the Prize Patrol, presented by Jerome's Furniture. Text winning to 269-411 to enter. Nelson and Helton, Tulowitzki in the cleanup spot. Seth Smith moves up to number 5. Ty Wigginton hits 6. Charlie Blackmon, Major League first at bat coming up probably in the next inning. And the catcher tonight is Jose Morales with Jimenez on the mound. Nelson 5 for 14 since coming up from Colorado Springs, and a couple of key hits last night. His triple in the first inning led to the first run as Todd Hilton got him in, and that really was enough to win the game.
Boy, some gap-to-gap power for this kid, huh? Chris Nelson, good-looking swing, aggressive to the baseball.
Chops this one by the mound, cutting it off Headley, and throws him out. 2 away. Check the Padres defense. Brought to you by Big O Tires, the team you trust. Call 1-800-NEW-TIRE. Headley and Bartlett, Gonzalez and Cantu, same infield as last night. And the outfield consistent as well, with Ludwig in left and Orpheus center. Brad Hopp playing in right field for the second night. And speculation continues. Does that mean Anthony Rizzo is on his way from Tucson? The phenomenal young first baseman, 21 years old, who's just torn the PCL apart. Todd Hilton leading his club in hitting, 301. So what's new? As this veteran continues to swing the bat with the best of them.
Yeah, he's one of those guys each and every year you can pencil in 300, driving in 100, hitting 20 to 30. Sure, the Shillelagh's slowed down just a little bit, but just a pro hitter through and through.
And he'll go the opposite way for a lot of his base hits when he doesn't have the count in his favor. Did last night, double down the left field line. That was his 539th double, 29th all time with Al Simmons, the great Philadelphia player. The next double will tie Joe Ducky Medwick and Dave Winfield. But he takes strike 3 as well. Impressive start for Stauffer. Strikes out both Gonzalez and Hilton. Bottom of the first, Denorfia, Bartlett, and Headley coming up for the Padres. Public. Here's his profile, brought to you by Bank of America, setting opportunity in motion in San Diego to help our community and our economy. Posing batting average 229. Last year was around 200 almost the entire season. He'll face Chris Denorfia, leads off the first for the Padres. Takes it high, ball one. Denorfia with a top batting average for any Padre coming into the game at 310. He's a big, impressive man, Jimenez. He just seems to fill up that whole circle around the slab. He's 6'4", 210 pounds, looks even bigger. Broad-shouldered. Rears back and fires one at 91. That count is 2-1.
Well, the velocity on the fastball is down a few ticks this year. To go with that fastball, he throws a slider, a change, a split, and a curveball.
2-2.
And the one thing I've noticed right out of the gate is that Jimenez a little bit more free and easy with his delivery, not as explosive and erratic on his follow through. Still has tremendous movement on that two-seamer. Easy gas.
Pulled to the left side into the hole. Tulowitzki. There's that great arm. Boy, from whatever position you might put him, when he finished his throw, he was going out of the field of play across the foul line and still able to buggy whip that throw across for the out. Here's Bud Black's starting lineup, brought to you by Evans Tire and Service Centers, home of the free alignment. Denorfia hit taken away by Tulowitzki, then Bartlett and Headley. Headley working on a 16-game hitting streak. Then Ludwig cleanup, Hop in right field. Cantu bats sixth. Catcher is the left-handed hitting Kyle Phillips. Alberto Gonzalez bats eighth at second base, and Stauffer on the mound hitting ninth. Ground ball. This one's the easy play for Tulowitzki. 2 away. Does he have a gun? Colorado defense brought to you by North County GMC, a Southern California tradition for over 20 years. Wigginton and Tulowitzki on the left side. Nelson and Hilton at second and first. Blackman making his big league debut. Only 3 years since he's been drafted. Gonzalez in center. And in right field is Sean Smith. There's the young man, 24 years of age. He was drafted out of Georgia Tech.
And I know we're going to get more into Charlie Blackman, but from all accounts, everybody around baseball says this kid is a ball player. An athlete, even though there's no A in the word.
Not a sophomore athlete.
Exactly.
That makes just to see him play. Headley trying to extend that batting streak, now at 16. Slaps this one down the left field line and slicing well back into the crowd. 2-1.
Well, last start for Jimenez, the one pitch that was really working, he had everything working, but the one thing that really stuck out was the curveball. That 12-6 yacker that he possesses. And then you try to catch up with that two-seamer. Could be a tough night. There it is there, Dick, the two-seamer. Straightens up the lefty and then catches that inside corner.
At 93. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Headley. Now that's the kind of pitches that earlier in the year, in the month of April, were betraying Jimenez, and he was just all over the place. Full count. Headley again with the 3-2 pitch. Broken bat shattered, and the line drive out to the shortstop Tulowitzki. So Jimenez and the catcher Morales could have come out with just Tulowitzki in the first inning. Everyone else sit down, and they would have taken care of business. 7:05 game starting at 4:30. First pour, fans can enjoy margaritas, food, live music from the Coastal Riders. Visit Padres.com/Margarita Park for all the details. Friday night, fun night at Petco. Tulowitzki leads off the second, pops up the first pitch. Cantu down from first, calls off the pitcher Stauffer. Boy, you don't like that, Mark Graham.
No, I'm going to have a talk with Tim Stauffer. He's the best athlete on the field. He's got to take charge.
Man, you dreamed all last night about Clayton Richards catching a pop fly in the infield.
I was so proud of him.
4 up, 4 down for Stauffer. He's gotten 3 very tough outs, and well, 4. Gonzalez, Nelson, Helton, and now Tulowitzki. Here's Sean Smith, the right fielder, hitting .299. Number 10 in the National League in slugging percentage. Smith has 16 doubles, 3 triples, 5 home runs. Seth Smith, I'm sorry. Good curveball.
Oh, yeah. Off the table. Right out of the gate. Tim Stauffer has shown good location on the fastball and out in front. Great rotation. Nose to toes curveball.
And then he rips this one on one hop by the dive of Gonzalez, and the Rockies have the first hit of the game. Smith, who had a big triple in the 8th inning, 9th inning last night, knocked in a run, later scored himself in the 3-0 win.
Yeah, Timmy's kicking himself. 0-2. He wanted that one buried. And you can see Kyle Phillips. He wanted that one in by the belt buckle, maybe move his feet a little bit, and that ball leaked. But a great effort by Alberto Gonzalez at second base.
1 out single by Smith. Here's Ty Wigginton, .265 hitter. Could be 2. Bartlett to the second baseman Gonzalez, but not in time to double up Wigginton. Well, the ball wasn't hit very hard, but they almost turned it. The Padres infield leading the National League with 63 twin killings on the season.
Kind of tough for Jason Bartlett to get a little something, a little oomph on it over to Gonzalez covering at second base. And he did everything he could. The chopper, watch, is there a little humpy hump in the, just a little bit, but a good turn by Alberto. Just beat it out. Hey, good flip turn by Gonzalez as well.
So Wigginton safe on the fielder's choice. And here is Charlie Blackmon. The Rockies have, and he swings at the first pitch and hits it well, but right at the center fielder Denorfia. No, he didn't waste any time swinging the bat. That's a good looking swing. No runs. The hit, a man left, middle of the second. Here comes Ludwig Hoppen Cantu for the Padres. Sunday, Verizon presents that opportunity to get pictures with your favorite Padre. And for the first 8,000 kids 14 and younger, Padre sweatbands. Presented by Northgate Gonzalez Market. Visit Padres.com today for your ticket. Sunday's pitching matchup. Tim Stauffer figures to be out his next outing, and Jordan Zimmerman for Washington. 1-1. Ryan Ludwig looks at a curveball strike. Ludwig batting .360 his last 27 games. Takes the breaking ball outside. 2-1. Then ex-Rocky Brad Hopp on deck, and Jorge Cantu trying to get the early lead. The Padres hit to right field, and that's going to fall for a base hit in front of Seth Smith. Now the Padres have the leadoff man on their first hit off Jimenez.
Well, get in a ball in the zone and going to Hacken. Ryan Ludwig looks like he kind of got sawed off a little bit as this ball runs. Oh, actually on tracks. That is outer half. And Ryan fights it off nicely. It looked like Seth Smith kind of playing deep on Ludwig the opposite way.
All the outfielders are playing deep for the Rockies. That's how they play at Coors Field in Denver. Brad Hopp against his former teammates. Ball one. Last night was 0 for 3 with a walk. But the Padres, in the few times they've scored first, how productive it's been. 15-4 when they score first. When the opposition goes ahead, 12-30. In there. That's just such an easy looking 95 mile an hour fastball.
Yeah, there's a term when it comes to pitchers who throw hard in their motion, easy gas. At times Jimenez has that easy gas, and it's tough to catch up to.
That one had a little more on it. And it came out at 93. It looked like he threw that one harder. No Hop behind on the count 1-2. April of last year, this man threw the first ever no-hit, no-run game for the Rockies. On his way to a 15-1 record going into the All-Star game, and obviously he was the choice to start that game for the National League. He set a Rocky strikeout record last year, 214. He won 9 decisions in a row on the way to that 15-1 start. 2-2 to Hop. Grounded up the middle. That's a perfect double play ball. Tulowitzki will do it himself. Made to order double play. Tulowitzki is then the recipient of the first 4 of 5 balls put in play by the Padres.
And every time you mention Ubaldo Jimenez, everybody thinks about the heater, right? Yes, he throws hard, but because the velocity is down a little bit this year, a few ticks, that might induce some more grounders. So with the less velocity, creates a little bit of movement. You get a grounder, you get a double play.
Cantu steps in and takes ball 1. Jorge has been hitting the ball hard, but right to gloves. Can't seem to buy a hit. Did have a double last night. Foul back. Colorado turning that double play. They're second in the National League in that category. The Padres lead with 63. Colorado now with 61. Foul tip into the glove. 1-2.
You know, Jimenez, another thing, mechanically speaking, he spikes that ball out of his glove when he comes out of his glove. That arm swing. I mean, my elbow hurts just watching him. When he brings that ball out, he kind of spikes that ball in back of him. And that is sometimes the reason why he gets a little wild, because he's inconsistent with the release point right there.
Foul back.
I mean, do that 110 times. I guarantee you're going to have ice on your elbow at the end of the night. You're going to have ice on your elbow and ice in your martini.
That's what they served down there.
Yeah.
Those were the good old days. 1-2 to Cantu. Breaking ball. Ooh, he was buckled. Cantu fooled on the pitch, but it didn't hit the strike zone.
Smooth over the rubber, nice leg kick, and then bam, spike that baseball, and then you can see him really get up on top of that curveball and get that 12-6 rotation.
Chopped up the third baseline, foul.
Well, that almost looked like a split. Remember, we mentioned he throws a changeup and a split finger. He'll throw the split when he's ahead in the count, like a 1-2, 2-2, to try to get that strikeout.
Jim Tracy pleased that Jimenez, after the terrible April, last 2 times out, he's gone the distance and shut out the Dodgers on a 4-hitter his last outing. Did he foul tip it? No. In the dirt, one after it, Cantu, and that's the first strikeout for Jimenez. The split finger got Cantu. No runs, a hit, but no one left. After 2, no score. General Manager Jed Hoyer of the Padres joins us. Another busy day today. Rounds 2 through 30, 29 rounds, so 29 picks for the Padres, and we get a little idea. I see you drafted a lot of right-handed pitching today.
We did. You know, you have to win with power arms, and we drafted as many as we could. I think our guys did a great job. It's a long couple days. We got another day tomorrow, and 50 players or 50 rounds is a long time, but our guys maintain their focus, and I think we've done really well so far.
You know, Jed, when I look at the draft and you look at guys down the line, 28, 29-ish, pitchers in particular, I think, and you can elaborate on this is where scouting really – because everybody has their top 10 on their board, right? But when you get down to number 26, Roberto Supa, I mean, a scout has to be, influential in his notes and what he has seen to tell you, hey, I like this Roberto kid.
No, that's right. I think usually the top 5 to maybe even get to the 10th round, the national clock checkers have seen guys, but when you get down to those lower guys, usually just the area scouts recommending a player, and that's when scouting really comes in. That he's gonna have to put his stamp on a guy in the 13th, 14th round. So I think you're absolutely right. Everyone can, I think Baseball America and ESPN will rank their top couple hundred. But I think teams can really make their money later down in the draft.
2-2 the count now on catcher Jose Morales leading off the third. He bounces it to Cantu. Stauffer covers for the 3-1 putout. Brings up the pitcher Jimenez. Well, the first pick in the second round was a catcher from up San Juan Capistrano. Can you tell us about him?
Yeah, Austin Hedges is an excellent defensive catcher. We ran in a lot of people this year. A.J. Hinch is on our staff. He's a former big league catcher. He went to see him. Brad Osmus went up to see him. Brent Main also saw him, not to mention all of our scouts. So And this is a guy over the course of the spring that our staff really fell in love with. I think everyone felt like he was the best defensive catcher they had scouted. Has potential with the bat, and also a great kid who loves to play. So we were excited to get him. He was a guy that was rumored to go on the first day, and we were thrilled to get him in the first pick today.
Are there any others in the 29 you selected today? You said, "Oh my goodness, is he still sitting there?" We thought he'd go much sooner. Is there anyone that jumps out at you?
Yeah, it's interesting. All these guys we were excited to get. One guy that was at the beginning of the year was rumored to go much higher, and we were thrilled that fell down to us was Kyle Goodell, and he has the interesting story. He's the I think great nephew or something like that.
Not Eddie Goodell.
Of Eddie Goodell, yeah.
Yeah. How tall is this guy? 5'4"?
Yeah, he's actually 6'4". Great body, so a lot different. But yeah, he was. I think that's his great uncle. So I thought that was a pretty good story. We were joking on the telecast today.
Excuse me, Jed. There is Eddie Goodell. Bill Veeck. That was the St. Louis Browns playing the Detroit Tigers, and he hired Goodell, a midget, to bat, and of course he walked. And then he was taken out of the game, and then the commissioner of baseball said, "I don't think we can do that anymore, Mr. Veeck." So that's how big his great uncle was. He's now 6'4", the kid you picked.
We were joking. I was saying we were joking with Sam Ray, who is our assistant in scouting. He announces all the picks, and whenever you announce the player who has any relation to Major League Baseball, you always say what it is. And we were saying you have to say former big leaguer Eddie Goodell.
That's right. Here's Cargo. And he rips one to left center field. That's up the alley. That's going to bang against the boards. And Carlos Gonzalez is on his way to a stand-up double. 2-out double for Gonzalez here in the third.
Okay, now what's the process? I mean, I know you're doing a lot of negotiation. You're talking to these guys. Some have agents, some don't. You want to get everybody signed as quickly as possible. And then when do they report to short season? If in fact they go to short season.
Yeah, well, we have a couple guys that are, coming in for, physicals already over the weekend, and hopefully by next week they're reporting. But a lot of these guys, it's a lengthy negotiation. Mm-hmm. Some guys as long as August, other guys it takes a couple weeks. But you always love the guys you can get out and play right away. And we're thrilled that it appears that our first pick Corey Spangenberg will be out very quickly and playing, and that's a good thing. I think that getting that full summer of playing really helps. I know, for example, Jed Jerko, our second-round pick last year, got out and played right away. I think it really aided him. He's having a great year this year, but playing all last year really helped in his development.
This is Chris Nelson with 2 outs here in the third for the Rockies. Takes a strike. Well, I want to congratulate you on picking Spangenberg, left-handed batter. They said that he can really go out the line 3.5. I mean, that's out of this world.
A little more than that. We usually get him in the 3.9 somewhere, but he was ranked the fastest base runner, fastest college base runner this year, and I think the second best natural hitter. So we were thrilled to get him, and we can use a lot of bats here. You can never have too many pure hitters like that, and we were excited to get him at number 10.
We're talking with Jed Hoyer, the general manager of the Padres. He'll stay with us. We'll get more about the draft as Stauffer pitches around a 1-out, 2-out double. Tapas at the park, where you can enjoy fresh Mexican food, happy hour 7 days a week. By Permadontics, Southern California's premier dental implant center. And by your Southern California Porsche dealers. Visit them online at socal.porschedealer.com. Last of the third, Kyle Phillips, Alberto Gonzalez, and Tim Stauffer to face Jimenez. No score. Well, of the players that you've selected, just an basic overview. I mean, it's obvious about the pitching that there was a thought that you were going to draft to fit Petco, that you were going to get line drive hitters, speed, not necessarily a bunch of big boppers. Is there a home run hitter in the list?
Brett Austin has good power. He's a good natural hitter, but he's got some power. He hit a lot of home runs this year. Goodell's a big hit.
Let's take a look at Brett Austin. He's the young catcher from Providence, North Carolina, Charlotte area. He's a switch hitter too, isn't he?
Switch hitter, nice stroke from both sides.
Took that breaking ball, the first part of the video, breaking ball the opposite way for a big fly. Nice.
Probably the biggest power guy we took is Goodell. But Jace Peterson is a very good athlete. He was a guy who actually played defensive back for McNeese State in football. So he's a really good athlete and has done well in baseball, but hasn't had a chance to really focus in the summers because he's always had football. So we think he's a guy that he's already a good baseball player, and once he gets a chance to play all summer, he's going to get that much better. But yeah, I think that power, the real big power hitter can have success here. But otherwise, you want guys that are good natural hitters that can put the ball in play. And I think that candidly, one of the weaknesses I think we've seen to date with our team, we've struck out too much. We need to have good line drive hitters and that can put the ball in play and hit different kind of pitching. I think sometimes this year we've gotten a little strikeout happy.
Gonzalez with a comebacker, so Phillips and Gonzalez out on soft ground balls. That'll bring up Stauffer. Well, 2 years ago, before you were here, you came here and the Baseball America evaluated all the farm systems, and the Padres were number 22 last year. In 1 year, and you're to be congratulated with all your scouting and people working to find talent. Number 8 in the major leagues this year, and one senses that the positive attitude after this draft, or midway through the draft, is that the Padres are going to be much better.
That's certainly the goal. I think that in order to really be successful in this market, we have to have a top 10 farm system year in, year out, and hopefully get up in that top 5. And I think that we think we do a really good job.
Stauffer with a base hit. How about that? Richard with a base knock last night, and Stauffer has his 4th hit of the season, a 2-out single.
Whether it's in trades, in this draft, I think our scouts, led by Jason McLeod and A.J. Hinch and Jaron Madison, I think they've done a wonderful job. And we're just going to try to continue to stockpile talent in the minor leagues. And, you need volume because, you look at this list and, we hope there's, 3 or 4 really good big leaguers on this list. And if that's the case, we've had a wonderful draft. Obviously today they're all big leaguers.
Right.
But if you can get 3 or 4 big leaguers out of a draft, you've done a wonderful job. And so it really takes volume in a farm system to set up a really good major league organization.
So there's a cue out to the first baseman, and Denorfia out on 1 pitch. Can you stay for another half inning?
You got it.
All right, we'll be right back, folks. No score after 3. Another pitcher's duel. Tim Stauffer going head-to-head with Ubaldo Jimenez. And top of the fourth inning, it'll be Todd Helton, Troy Tulowitzki, and Seth Smith for the Rockies. Jed Hoyer, Padres general manager, with us, giving us insight into this draft, which will continue tomorrow. Another 30 rounds, 20 rounds?
We go to 50, so 20 more rounds tomorrow.
One of the pitchers, let's see, the seventh player selected when you count the 5 yesterday, and you talked about the catcher, Austin Hedges, Matt Andrees. He's a local kid from UC Riverside.
We had him in here to work out the other day. Throws a really heavy ball. It's always exciting to get college pitchers that have performed, and he did a really good job, at Riverside. And he was a guy that we targeted and, actually waited a little bit and got, and we were thrilled to get him. After the workout, he was a guy that we were that was very high on our list.
He looks thick.
Yeah, strong kid, good body.
Yeah. He took some high school pitchers, too. I noticed 3 of the first 4 picks, high school talent. Joe Ross, Michael Kelly, 25th and 48th pick. We saw a little bit of Joe Ross yesterday. I liked his mechanics.
Yeah, he was, Jason McLeod just absolutely loves this kind of delivery and arm action. And he's been a big Joe Ross fan. He and Jaron Madison, really love this guy all spring. Our area scout, Noah Jackson, did a wonderful job on him. And, just a good, clean arm. And he's a high school kid that's really projectable, but the stuff right now, 94, 95 miles an hour is already that good. So we're excited about him. And, you always wanted to bring power arms into the system. Michael Kelly, the pitcher we took in the sandwich round, is a guy also throws a heavy ball up to 96 miles an hour, very athletic. And, the more guys you can bring in your system like that for our player development guys to work with, the better.
Helton rolls one right to Gonzalez. One away. Historically, is it tougher to sign high school kids who have committed to a college? Most of the players that you've selected have already said they're going to go to, the young right-hander we just saw from Oakland is ticketed for UCLA, or is it easier to get a college kid who now basically has said, I'm through with my collegiate career?
Yeah, for the most part, it's much easier to sign college kids than high school kids. A lot of these kids have great opportunities ahead of them at colleges they probably dreamed of going to, and good college programs to play for. So obviously signability is a big part of our decision making. Some of the high school kids are difficult to sign, but I think we are very confident that we can bring these kids in and get them to play here. Our area scouts have done a good job and know that these guys want to play pro ball.
And another ground ball, this time to Bartlett, and Tulowitzki is gone.
Frankly, for some of these kids, college is better, and not the kids that we took, of course, but
the other guys.
I think that gives you a few years to develop and mature. But in this case, we know the kids that we took really want to play here, and they're all very excited to get that phone call.
So it's not just scouting their talent and their baseball intellect and what kind of character they have, but signability is part of the equation.
Yeah, signability. Personality, preparedness for pro ball. All those things really go into the decision making process. You look at it when you know that you're going to have to, in the NFL or NBA, you're going right to the big leagues, and here, this could be a 4 or 5 year process, and the most mature kids or the best grounded kids are often the ones that last through that marathon. So you have to really figure out who's gonna stick it out and who's gonna last through that marathon. And some of the talent is kind of sort of shooting stars, and that they're not going to be tough enough to get through it.
All right, that takes us, running out of time, to the $1 million question. Anthony Rizzo, when are we going to see the first baseman that you acquired in the Gonzalez deal?
Yeah, I'm not going to break any big news on the air, but
come on,
I think Anthony's very close, to joining the team. I think he's done a lot of the things that we've asked him to do developmentally. I think he's ready to play here, and I don't think it's going to be too long until he's playing a lot of first base in Petco Park.
Within a week?
You had to try and pin me down, didn't you? I think it'll be soon.
Within the month. Could be. Well, I understand why you can't commit yourself there. There are a lot of other parts of any player movement. 1-2, and Smith takes low. No score, 2 out, no one on.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited that people are excited to watch him play, and I think that you talk about building a farm system and getting to number 8 and trying to move up in the rankings. I mean, the real beauty of that is that everyone's excited to see Anthony Rizzo. I hope every year there's 2 or 3 guys that the fans are excited to see. And when you get to that point, I think you kind of know you've arrived as an organization when you can bring up that talent every year. So, this is the first guy since I've been here that people were really thrilled to watch, and I hope he's just the first of many.
Well, congratulations on the first 2 days of the draft, and find a nugget there tomorrow as Smith rattles one down into the corner, and Hop will play it back in, and Seth Smith has 2 hits in his 2 at-bats, both line drives, single and now a double.
For me, I'm always sitting there, and I get a lot of phone calls from agents, and obviously I'm part of the decision-making process. But really, Jason McLeod and Jaron Madison and all of our scouts, I mean, that's their 3 days. This is what they do all year long. This is what they're focused on. And like I said, I'm kind of along for the ride. I help with the process, but I try to just help and not hinder because they've done such a good job. And I think after tomorrow, we're going to be able to celebrate what we think is a very good draft. We loved our process, and it's always a fun fun evening to go out and get dinner with these guys and celebrate the end of the season. And I'm sure by the end of dinner they'll be talking about next year's draft. But it's what they do, it's what they love, and like I said, I'm sort of along for the ride in a lot of ways, and I'm really proud of what they did this year.
It was exciting to be in the war room yesterday and see all the manpower that was involved in the decisions, and how as each player was selected by other teams getting to that first pick at number 10. And line drive at Bartlett. Oh my, that almost took Smith and his helmet out into left field as he was on his way to third, and Stauffer benefits from a line drive out, and the Rockies come up empty in the 4th, and we say thank you to Jed Hoyer. Come back and see us again.
Thank you, Dick.
Jed, thanks.
Hey, good to see you.
All right, well done. Bottom of the 4th inning, the Padres. Last of the 4th inning, no score. Ubaldo Jimenez facing Bartlett, Headley, and Ludwig has given up 3 hits. Ludwig a single, Tim Stauffer a base hit. 2 hits, I'm sorry. That's it. 3 hits for the Rockies, and 2 of those doubles by Gonzalez. 2 outs in the 3rd. And a 2-out double by Smith. And Stauffer wiggled off the hook when Wigginton hit a bullet right at Bartlett for the final out in the top half of this inning. Bartlett grounded to short his first time. Struck him out. Only the 2nd strikeout for Jimenez. Time for tonight's trivia question, fans, brought to you by AT&T Wireless. The Padres lead the National League in stolen bases with 60. Who is their all-time stolen base leader? You think about names like Wiggins, Richards, Ozzie Smith. Who's their all-time leader? Headley looking for a base hit to make it 17 straight games. He's had a broken bat soft liner to the shortstop Tulowitzki first time.
I think it would be safe to say that Brian Buchanan is not the all-time stolen base leader for the San Diego Padres. Big buck.
2-0. Slice to left field. Blackman into the corner to make the catch on the run.
Well, we mentioned earlier that fastball by Jimenez was 93 miles an hour. Now, last year, he was up around 98, 99, sometimes even 100. This is last year at Petco Park, May 3rd. 101 at times, 100. Great location tonight now. Let's check out the Carl's Jr. pitch track. 95 with some movement. How about this pitch? Up in the zone at 96. Last year, the last 2 years, 96.1 was his average. The hardest average fastball in the major leagues Jimenez possessed. This year, average about 93.
Ludwig fouls it out of play, and he goes to a 2-strike count.
So with that said, I think Jimenez is somewhat turning into more of a pitcher rather than a thrower. And I think that he will learn if he needs the extra giddy up. Yeah, he can reach back and try to throw it, but I think it's a case of not overthrowing and trying to be more in the strike zone with location.
Foul back. And the other element here for Jimenez this year is a lot of folks overlook the fact, didn't he have a problem with a fingernail, lost a fingernail, or had, so he wasn't 100% in terms of his pitching hand.
Hey, little things like that, you're absolutely right. That could just take a guy and sway him the other way. Just a little thing as a fingernail or a sore muscle in the finger.
Up high, 1-2 to Ludwig. It was the 46th pitch from Jimenez.
But the amazing thing about Jimenez is his two-seamer, 98 in the years past. I mean, that's with movement. Usually guys throw that hard with the four-seamer.
Stauffer right at the same count. Stauffer's thrown 47 pitches, and so has Jimenez in the game. 2-2. Struck him out. That was that split finger. Couple of strikeouts and a 1-2-3 inning for Jimenez. We roll along, as was the case last night, a scoreless duel, pitcher's battle.
As always, our mid-game recap brought to you by Murray Lamper Construction, home remodeling with no upfront design fees. Visit murraylamper.com and click on Request a Quote to schedule an in-home consultation. Dick?
All right, Mark, top of the 5th inning, and Charlie Blackmon, the rookie, making his first major league start. Swung at the first pitch back in the 2nd and flied out to center field. He takes a nice swing. .337 is average at Colorado Springs with 10 home runs and 49 runs batted in, and he runs well, stole 12 bases. Just 24. He was a 2nd-round pick 3 years ago. So here's an example how quickly a young player can get to the big leagues. Fly ball shallow in center. DeNorfia eases his way in. One away.
Well, one thing for sure, Blackmon uses the center of the diamond. Two fly balls to center field. But this guy was a pitcher at Georgia Tech.
And that takes us to our leaderboard tonight, brought to you by Los Primos, home of the Monster Burrito. Get your $5 meal deal, limited time only. Blackmon called up as he was leading the Pacific Coast League in hits, 82, and look who's down the line. Jesus Guzman, we saw him in the spring training, 74, and Anthony Rizzo, who hasn't played in nearly as many games as Blackmon because of a bad hand, is also on that list with 73. Rizzo leading the Pacific Coast League in RBIs with 63. So a couple of good-looking hitters down there in Tucson. Off the fist, a little soft one-hopper to Headley, and Morales is gone.
Oh, I love this pitch from Tim Stauffer. We've all heard the expression, getting in the guy's kitchen. This is getting in the pantry. Look at, down by the label, no chance, and trying to fight it off. And a weak little one-hopper to Chase Headley. Nice pitch, Tim Stauffer.
You see on that follow-through, Kyle Phillips almost got it again in the mask.
Really?
That was close. He's been hit twice on the batter's follow-through. Thank goodness for that helmet he wears along with the mask. Jimenez chops one at the plate foul. Look from the side how close this comes on his follow-through to Phillips. Ooh.
Very close. Yep. Wow.
Kyle kind of leaning away from the punch. Jimenez struck out the first time, and he's down 2 strikes. A cutter. Oh, fast-paced game. Another chopper. Well, the Dodgers won at Philadelphia tonight 6-2. Arizona led 5-3 going into the 8th at Pittsburgh, but the Buccos scored 5 in the 8th and beat Arizona 8-5. Struck him out again. That's number 4 for Tim Stauffer. 1-2-3 inning for the Padre right-hander. We're at the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 in the books. Still no score.
suerte. Dick?
Red Hop, Jorge Cantu, and Kyle Phillips will try to load up the bases. But that's a mean task, and not an average sense of the word. A tough task against this right-hander who seems to be well on the game that we saw all of last year. Only 2 singles tonight. One by Ludwig to right field, and Tim Stauffer, the pitcher, single to right. Hop grounded into a 6-3 double play after Ludwig had singled to start the second inning. Foul tip. Day game tomorrow. No television here on Channel 4 San Diego. We invite you to follow the action. 3:30 on 1090 Double X Radio. Out of play. Andy Mazur and Jerry Coleman. We'll be back with you on Thursday night at 6:30 for the Honda Dealers pregame show as the Washington Nationals in for the first of 4. Aaron Harang will go for a 7th win against Livan Hernandez.
Oh, love to see Livan flip it up there. That 60-mile-an-hour slop. Love that.
Ooh, that one smacking into the glove at 95, backing Hop away from the plate. Full count.
Well, a different perspective for manager Bud Black. Usually he's on the other end near the low first camera. Maybe he wants to get away from John Bruno, who's stinking the place up down there. He has been for years. But Buddy's getting a different perspective on Ubaldo Jimenez, or maybe he just wants to change things up a little bit. There's Johnny. Hey, it's Tuesday. Time for a shower.
3-2 again. Struck him out. So Jimenez has struck out 3 of the last 4 hitters that he's faced. He got Bartlett and Ludwig in the last inning. Total of 4 in the game. He got Cantu the first time up. Jorge's winging strike 3.
Well, now these numbers, I talked about them in our pregame show. On the road this year, Ubaldo Jimenez has faced 106 hitters, at bats, 11 hits. That includes the 2 knocks tonight.
I mean, he has such outstanding stuff. Even if he makes a mistake, it's tough to hit.
That's why, because of the velocity. You're absolutely right. If he's trying to throw a fastball down and away to a right-handed hitter and it leaks up and in, you know, it looks so good out of the hand, he has that luxury to where he can miss with location and get away with it.
There's that split finger and barely able to clip it back. Kyle Phillips on deck. No runs, 3 hits for the Rockies. No runs, 2 singles for the Padres.
Hey, see like that there.
Went around, strike 3. He's on a strikeout rampage here for the last 5. Okay, it's time for the AT&T wireless trivia answer. Our question was, the Padres lead the National League in stolen bases at the moment. Who's their all-time stolen base leader? Did you come up with this answer?
Hall of Famer?
He just led everything. You know, a lot of folks forget that Tony Gwynn stole 319 bases in his career. Gene Richards, Alan Wiggins, Dip Roberts, Ozzie Smith on the list, but Gwynn, he's just number 1 in everything.
Absolutely. Number 1 in our hearts.
First pitch to Phillips, who grounded to third, in for a strike. Boy, Jimenez is really in a good rhythm now. This will be his 60th pitch. Throwing nothing but strikes. And there's one looped foul. And he jumps in front of Phillips, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think Jimenez has the luxury also of having a pitching coach like Bob Apodaca, who could be very cerebral, between the ears, thinking things out. You know, Bob's good with mechanics, but he realizes Jimenez is blessed with a good arm. You know, I think he's through osmosis creating a pitcher rather than a thrower.
Ground ball right side, and it goes through. Phillips with a base hit. Man, I like that last sentence you put. cerebral and osmosis in the same sentence.
That's probably the first time in my life that's ever happened, so we should mark that.
And I like the fact that you clarified everything by saying he's cerebral between the ears, because
is there another way? Yeah. So would that be an oxymoron? No, not an oxymoron. A double whatever.
Just a little redundant.
Redundant. That's the word I'm looking for. And Kyle Phillips nearly picks this one off the shoe tops. Nicely done, Professor.
Alberto Gonzalez up. 2-out single for Phillips. And that ball squirts through the legs of the catcher and on to second. So the Padres have a runner in scoring position for the first time tonight. See how they score that. Might be a passed ball.
Well, sometimes they run her at first base from their vantage point. They can't see where the ball is going. And this ball scoots underneath. And watch Gonzalez. He's saying, go, go, go. You got time. Go.
Rolled a wild pitch.
And Kyle, well, look at that blazing speed. And you know what I like? He slides just to play it safe. When in doubt, slide.
And pops up, ready to go in case there was a throw.
Absolutely.
Count goes 1-1 to Alberto Gonzalez. Tap back to the mound, a chance to give the Padres a very precious run the way this thing is going. One run could play very tall. First time the Padres with a man reaching second base. Boy, that was a good pitch. Just a little low. 2-1. Last night the Padres were 0 for 9 runners in scoring position. Last two games are 2 for 26. They're due. Did not go. Able to just check on the slider. The count goes 3-1. Now first base open, and the pitcher Stauffer on deck.
Does he go? I think he went.
Yep.
I think Alberto gets a break there.
Yep, the barrel of the bat went right across home plate. 3-1. Oh. I think he was fooled on
yes,
that slider.
He was. He wanted to abort that swing, but he committed, and not a good hack. You got to throw him another one here, don't you think? I mean, logically thinking, throw him another slider for a strike.
Yeah, first base is open. Yep. Pitcher up next. Don't throw him a strike. And he grounds one up the middle. It's smothered. Rolls out into shallow right. Tulowitzki's going to make the play to the plate, and it's bobbled. The score for Phillips as he slides in, and the Padres have stolen a run here in the fifth inning. Nelson, not only in trying to smother the ball, keep it on the infield, had it scored away, and Tulowitzki with that gun of an arm makes a perfect throw, but it wasn't handled well by Morales, and Phillips able to chug in for the first run of the game.
Just putting the ball in play. First base was open. Too good of a pitch. And Nelson does a fine job knocking it down. And how about the throw from Tulowitzki? Kind of an in-betweener to Morales. Kind of eats him up a little bit. And the Padres are on the board.
1-0 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. A 2-out single by Phillips to right field. The wild pitch, and look at him come home. Freight train.
You know what was key there? If you notice, Kyle did not break stride. He was solely looking at Glenn Hoffman because the play was behind him.
And look at this, Stauffer with another base hit. And Gonzalez, who went to second on the play at the plate, he'll score. Game. And Tim Stauffer is 2 for 2. Stauffer's third RBI of the season. And the Padres with 2 outs here in the fifth inning from an unlikely source have scored 2 against Jimenez.
A 1-0 fastball, and Timmy just playing a little pepper on that elevated fastball, helping his own cause. And Kyle Phillips is like, oh yeah, you betcha.
So the battery mates, pitcher Stauffer, catcher Phillips, collaborate in a 2-run inning with help from Gonzalez.
Hey, Bud Black might be anchored down there for the rest of the ball game.
Instead of being on the bow, he's on the stern.
That's right.
And he's calling out the shots to the helmsman up there. Rick Renteria is up at the other end. Denorfia Couple of ground ball outs, and this one's chopped to Tulowitzki. He'll go the long way, and the inning is over. 2 runs on 3 consecutive hits. Phillips, Gonzalez, and Stauffer. And the Padre fans celebrate a 2-0 advantage. One, get 2 tickets for the price of 1. Right field upper reserve section. Every Tuesday night home game. Tuesdays presented by Coca-Cola. 2 tickets normally priced at $13.50 each for $6.75 a ticket. Yeah, beat that for entertainment. Get your tickets online. Padres.com/2-for-1. And the Padres just got 2 with Tim Stauffer knocking in the second run in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Murderer's row. Phillips and Stauffer. Nicely done, troops. Hey, it just goes to show you get an elevated fastball. It doesn't matter who's out there. Tim Stauffer fought it off nicely and pulled it over the shortstop's head for an RBI single.
It was an inning that started with so little hope. Hop struck out. Cantu struck out. And now you're getting to the lower third of the order, and you get 3 straight singles. Phillips, Gonzalez, and Stauffer. Let's see if Tim can hang on to it as he goes to the top of the order. And Carlos Gonzalez doubled to left center his last time up. Pops this up and out of play.
Okay, now we all know this. At home, if you're watching, what does Tim Stauffer need to do?
Shut the door in the 6th inning.
Put up a 0. You're absolutely right, Mr. Enberg. An A+.
It's just you got to hold serve after you've broken your opponent.
Good ratio for Timmy tonight.
Boy, through 5 innings with less than 60 pitches. That's the best of the season for him.
To mention that when he took the hill last time out, 5 innings, 104 pitches. But remember, the Padres committed 3 errors behind him.
Yeah, he's had a good run. 7 straight games. Pitched well enough to win, and he's 0-4. Almost chased.
A little extra humpy hump on that one. 94 from Tim. I think he tried to overthrow that one just a little bit, and that's natural. You know, it counts in your favor. If you're going to miss out of the zone like that, yeah, you can afford to overthrow it a little bit.
Breaking ball smothered. 1-2.
I think when you start to overthrow in the zone, I think that's when you can get in trouble. Flattens out.
Now, for a young pitcher, and we have a lot of young folks and little leaguers on
Sure.
up high school, college, it's hard to fathom. What do you mean if you don't throw hard, then it isn't as good as when you throw less hard?
You are so right on.
Foul back.
And that's human nature, because human nature tells us if I'm throwing as hard as I can and I'm getting good results, right? And there's a fine line to where you have to find, as a hitter, as a fielder, as a pitcher, the happy medium to where it's not full exertion every time out. That's when you fall into your natural ability and let the movement take over. And that's why I always stress sometimes the late, great Bob Miller was a pitcher for many years. You remember Bob Miller? He told me a piece of advice. He said, try a little easier. And it made sense.
2-2 now to Cargo. Swung on and missed. Got him with a changeup. 5 strikeouts for Stauffer. Tough leadoff hitter walks back to the dugout.
This is one of the few changes we've seen tonight. Timmy's been sporting the fastball, the cutter, the curveball, and good action, good location down and away. That's an exceptional pitch, righty on lefty, to get the strikeout.
Brings up Chris Nelson. The young second baseman is grounded to third and sent a smash right at second baseman Gonzalez, who threw him out in the third. That was with a runner at second base. We have seen nothing not to like about this young hitter. Seems to square up every pitch. 1-1. He tripled to right center, doubled to left center last night. Out of play. 1-2. With Todd Helton on deck. A lot of fans taking advantage of the 2-for-1 Tuesday night special. Day game tomorrow, 3:35. Dustin Mosley against Aaron Cook. Cook, first start of the year. Got him on the outside corner. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Half a dozen strikeouts now for Stauffer. Dustin Mosley goes for the Padres tomorrow, and day action, as you know, they played terrifically. 16-7 their record under the sun. And Mosley, folks, has the best day ERA in the National League, 1.08. Well, that seems like a good combination going tomorrow against Aaron Cook. We'll see how well the veteran Cook works. When he's healthy, he's tough.
Yeah.
Lined right at Headley. Stauffer pitching in good luck as well tonight, as the Rockies go in order, and Stauffer's retired 7 in a row. Middle of the 6th, 2-0 for the home side. Brought to you by Mossy Ford and Mossy Toyota. Visit us in Pacific Beach or online at mossy.com. Last of the 6th, Jimenez to face Jason Bartlett, Chase Headley, and Ryan Ludwig. Padres with a 2-0 lead. Bartlett has grounded to short and struck out. Jimenez, great control, hadn't walked a man tonight, and has struck out 5. 1-1. His 72nd pitch. Again, his last 2 starts, he's gone the distance. There's a slider low and away, and Bartlett couldn't find it.
Okay, now it's time for the Padres to add on, right? Remember, we mentioned that Jimenez can get a little wild streak in him. You get a walk here, a walk there, a little single. Try to add on to that, too.
3-2.
Good job laying off there. That's a good sign when you got a pitcher talking to himself. They're out on the mound.
Pulled foul. Thursday night, folks, I know many of you made your plans, and a special part of the evening will be USO Recognition Night.
Nice.
You know, we have a couple of facilities here in San Diego, one at the airport. This fabulous USO for our military folks. Line down the right field line, slicing into the corner. Is it fair? Yes, it is. Bounces up against the tailor-made driver, and Bartlett motors into second with a double. That's a good at bat for Jason Bartlett.
He knows that Jimenez has got the 2-seamer, but that 96-mile-an-hour fastball, boy, what a great setup and what a great swing. That was a straight fastball, didn't have any movement. And there's not much more that Jason Bartlett could have done with that pitch. That is just good big league hitting by the Padres shortstop.
Not over swinging, over swing.
Right.
There it works at the hitter's end then too, doesn't it?
Yep.
Not over swinging, just like not overthrowing. So here's Headley with a chance to pick up a 3rd run. He has sent a soft broken bat liner to short and fly deep into the left field corner.
Get him over some way, shape, or form. Now Jimenez is probably going to pound stuff down and away, keep that ball in front of the runner, but Chase has got to find some way to hook that ball to the right side. Nelson playing back, Helton playing back on the right side.
Tulowitzki playing behind the runner Bartlett, trying to keep him close. And Headley works the count to 2-0. He swung at a 3-2 pitch in the 4th inning when he flied down into the left field corner. They play him dead straight away in the outfield. '94 couldn't quite catch up with it. Big run out there. Added insurance for the Padres to a 2-0 lead. A double by Bartlett, no one out. And Headley, Ludwig, and Hopp with a chance to bring Bartlett around. Three and one.
Got to be right there. Oh, he had a pitch. Did he have a pitch?
Popped it up off third. Will it make it to the seats? Wigginton makes the play. I don't think there's anything more frustrating than that. You get a 3-1 pitch and you get your ball caught on the warning track in foul territory. You had no chance. So unable to move the runner to third. That's takes it to Ryan Ludwig, who has singled to right and struck out. Bob Apodaca going out to talk to his pitcher. 82 tosses so far for Jimenez.
You know, Jimenez, the body language says a lot. You know, he was talking to himself after that Bartlett double, and he got away with a mistake right there. This could be a little bit of a breather from Bob Apodaca, just to settle him down a little bit, and how to pitch to Ludwig after being 1 for 2 off the right-hander tonight.
Ubaldo is a very popular player. Everyone who, well, Brad Hopp today in the pregame show. You know, they've been around this young guy. He's a star quality, but he's such a gentle, considerate guy. Great teammate. All right, Ludwig with a chance. 1 out, Bartlett at second. Apodaca may have been saying, hey, you've got first base open. Don't give him something he can really hurt you with. Brad Hopp next.
I'm guessing first pitch breaking ball.
Outside target.
There it is.
Late call of strike by Jeff Nelson on a slider. Two 2-0 Padres here in the last of the 6th inning. Bartlett a leadoff double, 1 out. And another pop-up. First base side this time, and that is going to make it right into the dugout, or the roof of the dugout of the Padres.
You know what? Just thinking back to Chase Headley's at, I'm kind of surprised he didn't sacrifice himself, to get that runner over. Just a thought,
Are you saying sacrifice bunt? Or
yeah,
just sacrifice, try to pull the ball on the ground?
No, I mean actually kind of square to get that runner over. Yeah, at least maybe early in the count,
Yeah, the number 3 hitter in your lineup. That's
Tony used to do it. I'm not comparing. Yeah. I don't want any emails. I'm not comparing Tony Gwynn to Chase Headley. Please.
Fouled into the glove. And that's it for Ludwig. He strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. Number 6 for Jimenez. So it'll be up to Brad Hopp to try to get Bartlett home. Hopp. Ground ball to Tulowitzki with Ludwig at first base, and Tulowitzki turned it into an easy 6-3 double play, and he struck out the last time up. Outfield deep. Lots of room between the infield and the outfield. Rockies to a man. In fact, the most shallow is the right fielder. You would think their ball gets away and Bartlett will move to third. This one may be on the catcher Morales.
Yeah, initially I was thinking that was a very catchable curveball. As we take a look, I think that should be a pass ball, and it certainly is.
Ruled.
Yep.
90 feet away, Bartlett. Morales going out to say, hey, no harm done, my fault. Count is 1-0. Let's not make a mistake to Hopp.
Jimenez might be a little reluctant to throw that breaking ball again with the runner on third base. He might be thinking, hey, I don't want to bounce it. I don't want another free run here for the Padres.
And an experienced hitter like Hopp has to be thinking just as you are.
Sure.
I might get a fastball. Gear up for him. If you can gear up for one that might be between 94 and 97 miles an hour. .95 outside. Bartlett down the line at third. 2-0. That's in there. That's the split finger at 87. Oh, that is a wicked pitch, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Especially 2-0. Throwing at 2-0.
On the inside corner.
That's that two-seamer.
No way, says Hop. We'll see what Pitch Track says.
Carl's Jr. says right on the corner, Dick. Huh?
You call that a strike.
Yep.
Pitcher's pitch. Struck him out. So a leadoff double by Jason Bartlett goes awry as he's stranded at third. No runs a hit. One left. We go to the seventh. Still 2-0 San Diego. Come in for Subway's Orchard Chicken Salad Sandwich that has that tender chicken and some apples and cranberries. Lots of flavor with less than 8 grams of fat. Get it before it's gone. It's Subway. Eat fresh.
Sounds like a good sandwich right there, huh?
Sandwich. Did your kid say that too?
Yeah, I want a sandwich.
Troy Tulowitzki, Seth Smith, who has a pair of hits, and Ty Wigginton for the Rockies in the 7th. And for Tim Stauffer, very efficient. That's only his 70th pitch, and he's into the 7th inning. He's worked 2 times through 7 innings this season, including at Washington the last road trip when he earned his first win. In there, slider. Tulo is popped to first and grounded to short. Right back with another strike, a fastball.
Had him guessing there, it looks like. That was a straight fastball. Tulowitzki looked like he maybe had breaking ball in the back of his mind.
Line, Headley scoops it right off the dirt and throws him out. What a play. Another hard hit out for the Rockies. They have hit and bad luck tonight.
This time he tries to sink the fastball by him. Look at that ball just tailing into Headley. Plenty of time to get up and throw him out by a step and a half. That's a way to pick up your pitcher.
The last inning ended on Todd Helton's line drive right at Headley. And in the 4th inning with Smith at second on a double, Wigginton, remember, lined right to the shortstop Bartlett. And sometimes that's part of the formula. You know, you can't get everyone to hit an easy out. There's some luck involved. Smith lined a single to right and doubled into the right field corner his 2 at-bats. He has 2 of the 3 hits allowed by Stauffer. The other double by Carlos Gonzalez. 2-1. The 2 base hits and 2 at bats, raising his average to 308 as he steps in.
Boy, Tim's got a good feel for all of his pitches tonight.
Foul back, 2-2.
Good location on the 2-seamer. He's thrown nice changeups. The cutter's working nicely.
And like his pitching opponent, has not walked a man. Very efficient outing. 77 pitches here into the 7th. 1 out. Well, didn't like it. And here's one he wants. What is it? A strike 3. A fastball right in on the hands. 7 strikeouts for Stauffer. Well, a reminder coming up, it's the San Diego Hyundai dealer's 7th inning stretch. Get more MPG, more value, double the warranty. Shop online at SanDiegoHyundaiDealers.com. The 7 strikeouts matches Stauffer's high for the year. And now a nice easy comebacker off the bat of Wigington. Tim Stauffer through 7 innings, a 3-hit shutout. Padres come up home half of the 7th with a 2-0 lead. Low has 2.98% for 72 months. Call them at 877-495-1600. 2-0 San Diego, last of the 7th. Cantu, Phillips, and Gonzalez against Ubaldo Jimenez. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Padres. No runs, 3 hits for the Rockies. Cantu up twice, struck out twice. Jimenez has a total of 7, as does Tim Stauffer. Starts him with a slider. Line to center, right at Gonzalez. 1 away. Yeah, here comes Kyle Phillips. He got the Padres going in the 5th inning with 2 outs, singled through the right side. Moved to second on a wild pitch. Scored on Alberto Gonzalez infield hit that rolled away from second base to Tulowitzki, and by the time the shortstop threw to home plate, the one hopper not handled cleanly by Morales, and Phillips, running as hard as this man can, was able to manage a slide under the tag to make it 1-0. And then pitcher Tim Stauffer, Gonzalez going to second on the play at the plate, lined a single over the shortstop's head for the 2-0 lead. So the last place you would expect the Padres to engineer runs, down at the bottom of the order against Ubaldo Jimenez.
You know how you explain that, Dick?
It's
baseball.
I'm it's that simple. As I said before, I can remember ninth grade biology. You'd have that real tough question, and the answer would come back, just the nature of things. It's baseball. Phillips, though, does swing a good bat. You kind of feel good about him when he's up there. Took a good cut there. 1-2 the count.
Working that split finger again, or the changeup. It's kind of tough to distinguish between the two. It's pretty much the same type of action. And when you're talking velocity, probably ranges anywhere between 82 and 88 from Jimenez. Talking about the change and the split.
95 pitches. This is probably his last inning. He's scheduled to hit third in the top of the 8th. Strike 3 on the inside corner. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 8 strikeouts for Jimenez. 2 out.
That's the pitch, the signature pitch. And really, all of his pitches are above average. But that two-seamer that locks up the left-hander and comes back in the inside corner, when he's got that one working, he is one tough pitcher to hit.
Gonzalez, RBI the last time with that ground ball up the middle. I mean, it took all the right things to happen for the Padres to get the 2 runs. They needed the wild pitch to get the man in scoring position. They needed second baseman Nelson to not smother that infield hit cleanly. Instead, it kicked away and allowed Phillips to come around to score. That allowed Gonzalez to go to second. And then who could have figured Stauffer going 2 for 2 and both line drive hits. 2-1 now.
Hey, that BP's paying off, huh? Pitchers taking early batting practice before the regulars.
100th pitch coming up for Jimenez. Broken bat. That's going to flare into the second row, and the barrel of the bat almost into the dugout of the Rockies. There's the handle out by shortstop Tulowitzki.
And once again, it is a ball, if taken, and a ball not where he wanted it thrown. He wanted that one down and away. Sawing him off big time.
Yeah, that he still had the handle, but half of the barrel went toward the dugout. The other half went out to Tulowitzki. 2-2. Slider, he's able to spoil it. Stauffer is in the on-deck circle, so with a minimum number of pitches tonight, looks as if for the first time this year he's going to go to work into the 8th inning. Good swing on that 2-2 delivery. Ground ball up the middle, and this time second baseman Nelson there to throw him out. And the Padres go in order in the bottom of the 7th inning. To the 8th, Tim Stauffer will be back out there tossing. 3-hit shutout working. 2-0 San Diego.
tickets that cost $13.50 or more when you buy your tickets online at Padres.com. This offer won't be around forever, so don't wait. Get your tickets today and save at Padres.com. Dick?
All right, thank you, Mark. Charlie Blackmon, first pitch out of the strike zone. He has flied twice to center field. Now, Tim Stauffer is an out away from accomplishing something he's never done with the Padres, and it's about to accomplish. As Cantu goes to the bag, that is the first time Stauffer in his career has gone into the 8th inning and recorded an out. So technically this is the longest he's ever gone in a start for San Diego.
Well, he is cruising. He is in a groove. The pitch count is looking just fabulous at 81 tosses, and the breakdown nicely done at this point for Tim Stauffer.
As we said earlier, twice he's gone 7 innings this year. This is the first to the 8th inning, and now the first time to get an out in the 8th inning. Catcher Jose Morales has grounded to first and bounced to third.
Love the homemade signs.
Takes a strike. Eric Young has a bat. Getting ready in the on-deck circle, will hit for Jimenez. Eric Young Jr. Strike 2. Boy, his command has been just terrific tonight.
Up until this point, only one 3-ball count. That was to Seth Smith in the 4th inning, and he hit a double. He's been awesome tonight.
Wastes the fastball.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Timmy has only faced 4 over the minimum.
That's right. He hasn't walked anyone, and 3 base hits. Well, only 3 over the minimum.
3? Nice.
There's a looper, base hit. Not hit well, but it clears Bartlett. A 1-out single by Morales, and that brings the tying run to the plate. Eric Young is called back, and Jason Giambi, a home run hitting switch hitter. Giambi pinch hit last night and struck out into a double play. Excuse me, Giambi there was a swing with a right-handed swing there, as if, but obviously a left-handed hitter all the way. Mike Adams starts to loosen up. We said last night, Giambi doesn't have many hits this year, but per hit home run is stunning. And that tells you all you need to know. He's the Matt Stairs of the Padres last year.
Good call.
He has a total of 10 hits, 6 of them homers. He takes a mighty swing and is down on the count, 2 strikes. Two-strike pitch. Grew up in West Covina, did Giambi, where he was a high school quarterback star as well. He wasn't drafted till the 43rd round by Milwaukee. Can you believe that? Struck him out. Tied him up with a cutter low and inside. Strikeout high for the season. 8 strikeouts for Stauffer.
Tim Stauffer's got the crosshairs on the target tonight. Look at the glove of Kyle Phillips. It looks like a fastball down and in, and the break of that breaking ball, nicely done. Swings over the top of it, a huge out. Getting a power guy who's got one thing in mind. His idea, he wanted to tie the score with one swing, and Tim counters with a good pitch for the strikeout.
And the 8 strikeouts is a career high. So this is the longest he's ever gone and the most he's ever struck out. But here's ever tough Carlos Gonzalez, a double in 3 trips tonight. Misses away. Gonzalez with 8 home runs this year. Leads the team with 34 runs batted in. And He's going for the tie as well, but the changeup had him way out in front.
Now that's the great pitch that Tim Stauffer possesses late in the game. This is the 4th time around, and that changeup gives him a little bit different look. And no, it's not a fastball, it's the changeup. But to Cargo, it looks like the heater. He has seen that pitch a lot tonight in 3 at-bats. So Tim pulls the string a little bit. Nicely done.
Struck him out with the changeup last time. That one's low and inside. 2-1. Some of the fans behind home plate felt that Jimenez got that call in the last inning on that inside corner. So the action pitch with Morales at first base, 2-1. And now 3-1. The changeup misses.
Only the 2nd time tonight that Tim has faced a Rockies hitter with a 3-ball count. As I mentioned earlier, Seth Smith in the 4th, and now here to Carlos Gonzalez.
It's the first time he's had a 3-1 count. Ball 4. So the tying run is on. First walk of the night. And that brings up Chris Nelson. And brings Bud Black out to take Tim Stauffer back to the dugout with him. Here's the last pitch.
Tried to backdoor the slider according to Trax. Carlos Jr. pitch Trax. It looks like it catches the corner, but Timmy does not get the call.
You can't pitch better than that. Tim Stauffer's been outstanding. Allowed just 4 hits, but now with a tying run on, now he's going to stay with him. With Mike Adams loose in the bullpen and Chris Nelson the batter. That's a manager's gut feeling. He says, you know, I want to give him a chance to get through 8 innings. He's pitched so well. 94 deliveries. They let him get out of his own mess here. A single and a walk. 2 away.
I'm glad Buddy made that decision.
Todd Helton and Tulowitzki, the next 2. So this is the man you want to get out. The rookie Nelson. Grounded to 3rd, a hard ground out to 2nd, and struck out the last time. Ball 1. Slider away. He showed last night he's got gap power, a double and a triple.
And Tim's got to be careful here if he's going to miss. Miss down to the zone. Think down. Think tilt. Think a grounder.
Line foul. Well, the ball does jump off his bat.
Yes, it does.
Just 25 from Decatur, Georgia, a first-round pick of the Rockies. Slow developing. Some of the folks thought he just didn't take it all that seriously after he got nice bonus money, but he has awakened here in 2011, hitting .315 when recalled. Fly ball into center field. Denorfia's there.
Nice.
Tim Stauffer, 8 innings of shutout ball. Leaves 2 stranded. A hand from the fans behind the dugout. We go to the last of the 8th. And you can only imagine what he said.
A little bit of patting on the back. And you know what? Knowing Buddy, seeing him every day, knowing the type of kid Tim Stoffer's, what I gather from that is, you know what, kid? You had great stuff tonight, and there's no reason why you can't do that each and every time out. He was totally locked in tonight. He had a great rhythm going with Kyle Phillips. That is one great night in the big leagues right there for Tim Stoffer.
He's probably telling him, you know, I left you in the game because I believe in you and you delivered.
Good point.
That makes me believe all the more. You know, the kind of kid Tim Stoffer is in this world today. When he was a #1 draft pick, 4th overall selection, that was back 2003. He admitted to the Padres he had a bad shoulder. He could have signed for probably $1 million more, but he wanted to be honest with him. So said, I got a bad shoulder. I may need even an operation. So they signed him for much less money. But the honor of the man to be applauded, and for him now at 29 to be able to be a regular on a big league staff, you got to love that.
That's the kind of guy you root for, and that's the kind of guy you hope makes a lot of money in this game because of the integrity.
Todd Helton will be the first man to hit in the 9th inning as you look ahead. But Padres try to get an insurance run off Rex Brothers. We saw him last night. Here are his numbers. 2/3 of an inning last night. Did give up a couple of hits. Cunningham then the top of the order in the 8th inning. Hit pretty well, but Gonzalez with a beat on it. 1 away.
Brothers is a 2-pitch pitcher. Just a little refresher course from last night. Fastball and curve. Power fastball up around 95, 96.
Brings up Denorfia. 0 for 3. 3 ground ball outs. 2 to short, 1 to first. So his average dipping down, tickling almost the 300 mark. Padres trying to return the favor after they were shut out last night 3-0. Two and 0. It'll be interesting to see whether it'll be Adams or Bell to work the 9th inning. Appears to be it's the bull of the bullpen out there. Heath Bell tuning up. That's in there. Fastball. Good movement on that fastball. Bell with 16 saves. Houston Street, the Rockies closer, his 16th last night. Three and 1 to Denorfia. Bottom of the 8th, 1 out, bases clear. And the 3-1 pitch. Low, ball 4. Something that the Padres hadn't experienced tonight against Ubaldo Jimenez. He didn't walk a man. Jason Bartlett grounded to short, struck out, and doubled into the right field corner, but the Padres couldn't take advantage of that leadoff 2-bagger in the 6th. As Headley fouled out and Ludwig and Hopp struck out.
Well, that's one of the notes on Rex Brothers, that he can have command issues. Well, like Jimenez, these Padre hitters have to be patient, and this would be a good opportunity to try to add on to that 2 runs. Maybe the wheels can come off here for the Rockies. And Morales is going to be on his toes because Brothers just missed big time with that pitch.
Denorfia commanding lead. He has 4 steals. That ball is hit well to deep right center field. Gonzalez going back, and that's where the ball dies this late at night. And what appeared to be a chance for extra bases falls short for the second out.
Well, just got under it a little bit too much, but once again, Jason Bartlett having the right approach, trying to take the lefty Brothers the other way. And Bob Apodaca out to have a chat.
So Headley will turn around and bat right-handed. Could be his last chance to extend his hitting streak. He's gone 0 for 3. 16 straight games on the line. And hitting equally well from both left and right sides. What's this conversation all about?
Probably a little scouting report because Brothers, we talked about it yesterday, how he pitched a lot in the minor leagues and really not having a lot of experience. You can watch videotape, go over scouting reports. So I think Bob Apodaca maybe just kind of settle him down a little bit.
Making his major league debut last night, just as left fielder Charlie Blackmon, his first big league start tonight. Well, last night and again tonight, and he may have a terrific pickoff move, but he hasn't shown anything serious yet.
Yeah, that one that he just showed to Denorfia a little bit ago really wasn't the best move. So with that said, I think when a lefty doesn't have a good move, be aware of the snap throw where he steps off quickly and then throws that dart over to first base. That's the one you have to be aware of.
That's a strike. Headley sent a broken back liner to short, flied into the left field corner and fouled to third. So all 3 of his bats to the left side. And he went for something big there.
Brothers with the sneaky fast fastball at 94. They got up on him in a hurry.
Another soft toss over to first. Here's a situation where with 2 outs you might normally give Denorfia a chance to steal, even though it's a lefty on the mound, but you want to give Headley a chance to extend his hitting streak as well. Over but low. 96th. He can get it up there.
Yes.
No wonder they like him.
Just a matter of harnessing those mechanics and throwing good strikes.
Soft ground ball to second. Whoa, that may be too late. Oh, that looked as if they were flirting with disaster there. Denorfia almost beat that soft toss from Nelson to Tulowitzki. So the inning is over. No runs, no hits, a man left, and here comes Heath Bell to try to ring up another win. Stauffer 2 for 2 tonight against Ubaldo Jimenez, and that drove him the second run of the game. What a night for Stauffer. 2 line drive singles and 2 at-bats. 8 innings of shutout pitching, only 4 hits allowed, 1 walk and 8 strikeouts.
Yeah, plain and simple, Tim Stauffer was locked in tonight.
Heath Bell, no easy chore here in the 9th. Helton, Tulowitzki, and Smith scheduled for the Rockies. First pitch strike. Started him with a curveball. Looking for his 16th, 17th save of the year. Opposing hitters batting only 178. Another curveball. No, Helton wasn't expecting that. Helton has struck out, grounded out, and lined to third. A bullet right at Headley. He threw him another breaking ball, and he wasn't fooled there. Or is that a fastball? And Hilton slashes it into left field for a leadoff base hit. Well, our comparison tonight brought to you by the San Diego Toyota dealers. We've got what it takes. Hilton versus opponents. He just picked on the Padres his entire career. 258 base hits. Then the Giants and Diamondbacks. Of course, he's played those Western teams in the NL the most.
You know what else is amazing about Todd Helton? I mean, we know he hits for average.
Tulowitzki bounces it to third. Is this 2? There's 1. Back to first base in the relay, not in time. Now, Tulowitzki can run.
Yeah.
And Gonzalez didn't really get it off as quickly as you might have hoped. You may have misjudged just how fast Tulowitzki was sprinting up that line.
I think that extra hop also had a play in it as well, as Chase Headley kind of backed up a little bit on that ball. They get the sure out at second base, and Cantu's thinking, ugh, how close was it? Yeah, he got it.
Sure. So safe at first, Tulowitzki brings up Seth Smith. Single and a double off Stauffer. Half of the hit total allowed by the Padres starter, and struck out the last time. And you get by Gonzalez and not Helton because he singled Tulowitzki, and then come to Smith, and he can hurt you with power. He's got 5, and the man on deck, Wigington, has 5. Fouled at the plate. Robel ahead on the count, 2 strikes.
Let's talking about Todd Helton. Going into this year, he could go 0 for 500 and still end his career as a .302 hitter. Todd Helton. Is that unbelievable? So that's a big out right there they got. I mean, he singled. He uses the whole field. That's why he's so darn good. A couple outs to get here.
Infield set for 2. 2-strike pitch. Fly ball left field. The late break by Ludwig coming hard and makes the catch. Two away.
That ball just hung up there enough for Ryan Ludwig to get to it for the big second out. Long run, dead sprint, and hey, replace your divot.
He was making sure, caught that two-handed. So 2 out. It's down to Ty Wigginton. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Blistered a line drive to short in the 4th inning with a man at second. Oh, back to the screen as that ball gets away from Phillips, and Tulowitzki advances to second base. That ball should have been caught. See how they scored. They're going to call it a wild pitch. Well, the runner at second base can't beat you. They can ruin the shutout bid.
So Bud Black there positioning Chase Headley at third base. A dive away from that chalk line.
Pounds the fastball, 95. More than an interested spectator now, Tim Stauffer. Rob Johnson there next to him. Bell trying to lock up this 2-0 win. 2-1. Shakes off the first sign from Phillips.
Popped him up. It's playable. Cantu under it. Padres win it 2-0. Bell rings up another. And these two teams in the West trade shutouts. 3-0 to Colorado and 2-0 San Diego tonight. Tim Stauffer, brilliant pitching tonight. Picks up his second win of the year, and Bell has his 17th save. And they square the series. Rubber match tomorrow afternoon here at Petco Park. We'll be back. Final totals. Bud Black's team beats a tough opponent tonight.